Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Manitoba Start is the leading provider of career services to newcomers in the province of Manitoba and connects businesses to a world-class workforce. I would like to welcome you all to this Spotlight webinar, a series of live broadcasted events designed to assist you in entering the Manitoba labor market. Manitoba Start acknowledges that we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg, Anishinaabe, Dakota Oyate, Denisuline, and Nihenavuk nations, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge that our water is sourced from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation. As a newcomer serving organization, we commit to learning about the histories, cultures, and the rights of the Indigenous communities to strive to build a respectful and supportive relationship to all. Today's webinar is focusing on the Monarch Industries. My name is Christina Horpe, and I'm a job developer here at Manitoba Start, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Given the large number of participants who joined this webinar, we have muted your microphone to allow for better clarity and less interference. Before we begin, I will be going over a couple of housekeeping items. You can use the raise hand feature to indicate that you have a question or comment. To do this, you can click on the Participants button in the meeting controls, find the raise hand icon next to your name, and click on it. This will notify us that we have a raised hand. Teams webinar provide a Q&A feature that allows attendees to ask questions specifically in the Q&A panel. To access this, click on the More Options, three dots button in the meeting controls and select Q&A. You can then type your question in the Q&A panel. If you have the mobile device, you can use raise hand, chat box, or Q&A buttons as well. So before I introduce our presenter for today, I would like to run a few polls to get to know you better. So the first poll asks us, are you registered with Manitoba Start? So please answer yes or no. I will give you a moment to answer. Okay, so I will now close the polls and I will share the results with you. So as you can see, 90% of participants are registered with Manitoba Start, and we have 10% of participants who are not registered with Manitoba Start yet. So we'll move on to the second poll, which asks us, do you need help with resume, cover letter, or interview preparation? So please answer yes or no that you can see on the screen. Again, I'll give you a moment to answer. Okay, so I will share the results with you now. So as you can see on the screen, we have 64% of participants who still need help with their resumes, cover letters, or interview preparation, and then 36% of those who feel more comfortable and don't need help with resume, cover letter, or interview preparation anymore. So going to our third poll, we would like to get to know where you are joining us from. So please reply. Are you joining us from the northern Manitoba, southern Manitoba, Winnipeg, or outside of Canada? So again, I'll just give you a moment to answer. Okay, and I will now close the poll and we can see the results. So 93% of People joining us today are from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and then we have 7% who are joining us outside of Canada. Amazing. And then moving on to our next final poll, the question asks us, what is the reason for attending this webinar? Are you an internationally educated professional, a settlement worker, a career coach, or other profession? So again, just a quick moment for you to answer. And I will now share the results with you. So we can see that we have 67% of internationally educated professionals, or 61, sorry, 71, and then we have, oh, it's actually changing. So people are still answering. We can see 59% of internationally educated professionals, 12% of settlement workers, 6% of career coaches, and then other professions is 24%. So thank you so much, everyone. We will close the polls now. Thank you for participating. So today's webinar is with the Monarch Industries. Founded in 1935, Monarch Industries has established itself as a leader in the OEM market. The Monarch name is synonymous with premium quality, technical support, highly engineered product, top-notch delivery performance, and cost competitiveness. Is a privately owned, vertically integrated manufacturer of hydraulic cylinders, custom iron castings. Monarch is ideally suited as a one-stop shop for OEMs. Their products are marketed globally to the agriculture, construction, and industrial markets through the original equipment manufacturers and hydraulic distributors they serve. This session will provide valuable insights into Monarch Industries' hiring process, including an overview of the company, current employment opportunities, workplace culture, professional development, and employee benefits, selection standards, application process and tips for success, resumes, cover letters, and interviews, common mistakes to avoid during the application process, and finally, a Q&A session with the company representative. So please welcome Teresa from Monarch Industries. Over to you, Teresa.
Okay, this is awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me to host this webinar. Yeah, my name is Teresa. I am the HR administrator at Monarch Industries. I've been with the company now for 5 years. I did start as the receptionist at the front counter, and then over time, I did show a lot of interest into learning about the company, the products that we sell, the processes. I had a million questions. It really worked to my advantage to being a receptionist at the front counter because I was able to speak to the CEO. I was able to have discussions with directors, managers, people like that. So they eventually decided to move me into the human resources department, and now I've been in there for the last 3 years. So yeah, again, thank you to Manitoba Start for having this event today. Yeah, so I can go ahead and share my screen and then I can get my presentation started. Okay, so I'm hoping that everyone can see my screen. Okay, looks good. Okay, so there's some examples up on the screen there of some products that we do manufacture. So our main product that we do manufacture out of our head office would be hydraulic cylinders. So on the left there is some examples of some hydraulic cylinders. On the right there is just an example of a custom casting. We also do custom castings out of our foundry, which is located in Winkler, Manitoba. Okay, so Manitoba to Start did kind of briefly touch on our company. So we have been around since 1935. So last year was our 90th anniversary. We have approximately 500 employees that are all dedicated to safety, quality, and customer service. We market our products globally into agricultural, industrial, construction, and OEM markets. So we originally operated out of a basement, manufacturing machinery and equipment for the fur farming trade. Back then, we started with 4 staff, and that was including the founder. The provincial wage back in 1935 was 25 cents per hour. We built our first casting for a hand pump in 1941 and were well respected in this market until we decided to sell that operation in 2007, and that was to focus on hydraulics and castings. We built our first tie rod cylinder in 1955, and we built our first welded cylinder in 1970. So we currently have 5 locations globally. The head office is located in Winnipeg, Manitoba at 51 Burmack Road. And then I'll go into each location. So there's pictures of what each location looks like. So like I mentioned, our foundry is located in Winkler, Manitoba. We have a distribution center in Kansas City, Missouri, which is actually only ran by 2 employees out of that whole entire building. We have a location in China, which is a replica of what we have here in Winnipeg. So they also produce hydraulic cylinders. And then we actually have a new venture with a company called Yarrick out in India. So now in India, we're now known as Monarch Yarrick. So there's some examples of what hydraulic cylinders and castings would be on. So there's skid steer loaders, mowers, tractors, ag equipment, material handling equipment, transport equipment, forestry and logging, and waste equipment. Monarch Industries is also one of Canada's best managed companies. We've held that designation for now 20 years. The certificate shows from last year, which was our 19th year. We're also a platinum member. We do hold safety to a very high standard at Monarch. We are Made Safe certified from Made Safe Manitoba. We also did receive a Safety Excellence in Manufacturing Award, and that was back in 2023. So DEI. At Monarch, we believe that everyone deserves to feel respected, valued, and included. Diversity brings different perspectives and experiences. Equity, which means providing fair opportunities for success and inclusion, ensures everyone has a voice. When people feel they belong, they work better together, solve problems more effectively, and create a stronger, safer workplace for everyone. So some benefits that we have at Monarch. We do have an excellent dental and extended healthcare benefit program. We have a short-term and long-term disability program. We have a competitive RRSP matching program. So the employee contributes 4% to an RRSP. Monarch will kick in 4% as well into the DPSP. We have an employee assistance program, which provides our employees with mental health resources. There's some legal resources there. There's all sorts of different things that are available. We have a highly competitive vacation policy. We do have an on-site gym, which is available to all of our employees at no cost. We do have on-site parking. We have a very large parking lot. We have an employer-paid uniform program with laundry service. So we do provide our production employees with uniform shirts. So at the beginning of their shift, they have a fresh shirt to wear. They wear it for their shift. At the end of their shift, they can throw it into a big bin, and we do the laundering of those uniforms. We have a safety boot reimbursement program. We have an educational reimbursement program. We participate in events and company fundraising activities. For example, last year we held a yard sale. So 100% of those proceeds did go to United Way. All the leftover items at the end were donated to a place called Centra Flavi. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. I do apologize. But yeah, we do quite a bit of fundraising for United Way. We are also accessible for bus service. So the common roles that we recruit for mostly are the hourly roles. So the hourly roles are generally the production plant employees. So some examples of that would be welders, CNC operators, machine operators, maintenance, assemblers, paint line, shipping and receiving, and laborers. I'm going to go into kind of like the top roles that we recruit for a little bit more in detail. We do have office positions. Generally, there's not a whole lot of openings available in the office. We do have a few openings though right now. So for the paint line, it's a non-spraying position, which means you're working in the paint line department. So you're prepping, you're loading, you're labeling, assembling, and packaging hydraulic cylinders. You have to maintain accurate inventory, reporting quality and TPM tasks. You do have to support assembly and stores departments and contribute to improvements. I will mention for all of our positions in the production plants, you do have to be available for all 3 shifts, which means days, evenings, and midnights. We run on a 24/5 schedule, so meaning we run 24 hours a day, Monday to Friday. So the expectation is that everyone does do rotating shifts. So for example, it would be 4 weeks on days, 4 weeks on evenings, 4 weeks on midnights, and then it continues rotating like that. We have laborer positions. So the laborer positions, you're loading and unloading parts from the industrial washer. The hydraulic cylinders do require washing prior to being tested to make sure there's no debris inside of them. Even a little piece of dust will affect the quality of that cylinder. So washing is very important. In our assembly department, the one thing about being in the assembly department, you do need the ability to interpret blueprints and production documents. You would be selecting, measuring, assembling, and testing hydraulic cylinders to customer and ISO specs. Another thing I should mention about the paint line position, the paint line position is very labor intensive. You are constantly moving throughout your whole entire shift. You're lifting, you're carrying. So the one main thing about the paint line department is you do have to be physically able to complete the jobs that are allotted to you. So general requirements for all of our positions, you do have to have a high school diploma. Post-secondary or alternate coursework related to manufacturing is an asset. Experience in a manufacturing environment is a definite asset. Manufacturing is very different than working in a retail store, restaurant, something like that. Manufacturing plant is very noisy. There's a million things going on at once, so it's very distracting. It could be hot, it could be cold. So I do like to warn people prior to applying with us that it is a very different environment. Again, you do need to understand and interpret blueprints and production documents. Mostly that would be for assemblers, machine operators, CNC operators, things like that. All applicants, if you are chosen, you do need to complete an essential skills employment test. So what that is it does test your mathematical abilities. It does test your comprehension. So reading comprehension, writing, so communication, if you're able to effectively communicate. There's some measuring on there, things like that. So this is a must for if you are interested in working with us. That is the first step. You do have to have excellent verbal and written communication skills. You have to have the proven ability to meet deadlines in a dynamic and challenging environment by effectively organizing, prioritizing, and executing. You need to have the ability to work as a team. Everybody in the production plant works very closely with each other, so it does help if you are able to get along with each other. You need to be capable of repeatedly lifting heavy cylinders. That is only up to 40 pounds. We actually don't allow you to lift after 40 pounds. We do have assisted lifting mechanisms back there for the more heavier equipment. Being mechanically inclined and the ability to use power tools is a definite asset as well. So that's it for my brief presentation. If anyone has any questions, I'm definitely able to answer them for you. If I can't find an answer right away, I can look into that for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Teresa, for that informative presentation. So now we will open it to the audience. So do we have any questions? And again, please type your questions in the question panel box or raise your hand and we will unmute you so you can ask your question. We will try to get through as many as time permits. So I can see we have some hands up. So I'm just going to go ahead and um, yeah, I will unmute Malik so you can ask your question. I will allow your mic, so please unmute yourself now and ask your question. Malik?
Hello.
So, okay,
Hello.
perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Thanks to Teresa for the good presentation.
Yeah,
I
no
have
problem. Hey.
question.
Yeah.
I have question like, do you guys also give us the apprenticeship for the want to become a welder because I don't have any experience in welding. So you guys provide apprenticeship program as well?
That's kind of based on a case by case. It's not really an apprenticeship program. It's more like an internship. You do have to be registered in a course. That would be something that we do here. So for example, like if you are taking a welding course, again, we can't promise just because it is based on availability of having the appropriate people around. So it would be kind of an unpaid internship.
Okay. So how to apply like for the internship like through your website?
So at the end of this, I believe that Manitoba Start will be providing my email address. You can definitely send me an email. I can look more into your situation. Again, case by case. So I would have to definitely kind of look into the details of that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Malik, for your question. And I can see there is a question in the chat box. So the client is asking us, are there any office positions available?
Currently, see, I do the recruiting mostly for the hourlies. So the hourlies, I mean, the production plant. I do know in the office right now we do have a business systems intelligent something. I'm probably butchering that as well. I believe there's a product technologist. We do have a quality assurance technician position available in Winkler right now. And yeah, unfortunately, without looking at the website, I'm just unsure of what the office positions would be.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope that answers the client's question. And then I can see there is a hand raised from Ines. So I'm just going to allow your mic so you can ask your question, Ines. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for the presentation. Now I'm currently completing a quality system management and application course from RRC Polytech. Due to the fact that I don't have any manufacturing experience, I want to know which one, because you present many positions that have a bit of skills that I'm learning, and I'm kind of dispersed, like which one it can be the best entry-level position to maybe in the future apply to a position as a quality assurance.
For that one, I would probably look into assembler, because when you start off as an assembler, you could kind of make your way further into quality testing, things like that. So assembly would probably be the foot in the door.
Okay, thank you very much. And from now, here in Winnipeg, do you have any position as an assembler?
Yes, I am actively looking for a lot of people to work in our production plant. So I'm looking for laborers, paint line, non-spraying, assemblers, machine operators, CNC operators. Those would be the main ones that I am really looking for.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
What's up?
Thank you, Ines, for your question. So we do have another question in the chat box. So the client asked us, what do you look for sales analyst roles from a candidate? So I guess what the requirements are for the sales analyst roles.
Right now, our sales department is not looking to expand at this time. So unfortunately, I just wouldn't have that information. Again, that would be an office position. I'm just not familiar with the processes for that one.
Okay, makes sense. And Jean-Marie has a question, so I'm just going to allow the mic. So Jean-Marie, please unmute yourself to ask your question. Jean-Marie, can you hear us? I think your voice is a bit choppy, but let's try. Teresa, do you hear Jean-Marie?
It's very, very staticky.
Oh, yes.
No.
Maybe you
sounds
can
horrible.
yeah, maybe you can type your question in the chat box. Okay, so while Jean-Marie's typing the question, I'll just ask the question from Sadbir. So Sadbir, I'll allow your mic. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, thanks for asking. My question is regarding, is there any hybrid or remote position available in any department? I have like 5 to 6 years of retail management experience, including everything. Like I'm not limited to just the sales specialist position. Um, it depends. Like I am really willing to learn about any position.
Okay. So sorry, your question was if we have like hybrid or remote work?
Yeah, because I
No,
have my baby. That's why I couldn't find daycare spot.
got it. Yeah, no, I understand that. No, unfortunately, all of our positions, even in the office, everyone is required to report to the office.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Sadbir. And we have a couple of more questions. So Kuljit, I'm going to unmute you so you can ask your question.
Hey, Teresa. Once again, thank you for the elaborate presentation. Can you hear me? First question.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Just wanted to kind of ask you if you can give me more maybe insight into how the operations in your marketing and maybe business analysis departments kind of goes day to day. I understand you're looking for just I guess, labor and front end positions for now, but just wanted to pick your brain and see if I can get some more information.
So those specific departments are not hiring right now. So unfortunately, I can't even use a cheat sheet to kind of look at what their descriptions are. Um, Again, I don't do the recruiting for the office side. I only focus on the production side.
Okay,
No
perfect. And we
worries.
have
Okay. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah, no problem.
you. And we have another question in the chat box. So, can we have a possibility to do affirmation or volunteer job if you want to gain experiences and skills to those jobs?
So I guess just like unpaid work.
Yeah, kind of like a volunteering. I think that's what the client is asking for.
Understood.
Mhm.
No, unfortunately, there's nothing available like that. There's a whole lot of technicalities to something like that. So unfortunately, no, you would have to be hired on as a permanent employee, a paid permanent employee.
Okay, perfect. And we have another question from the chat box as well. So the person is asking, could you elaborate over the operations in your marketing and analysis departments, especially since Monarch is established and operating in multiple countries?
Oh, I think that was actually one of the other
Mhm.
questions that was already asked. Yeah, just for those specific departments, we aren't hiring. And then those are office positions, which I don't do the recruiting for.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I can see Harpreet has the hand up, so I'm just going to allow your mic, so please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Just, can you listen to me now, Tressa?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have two questions for the company. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, and I've done my post-bachelor diploma in supply chain management. I'm also getting a doctor in philosophy in mechanical engineering from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, like in 2 to 3 years down the line from MIT, which is the best university in Canada. So I'm getting a doctorate. So I have two questions basically for you. What does like training opportunities look like at the company when you start, when you commence your job at the company? And one more thing, how does success looks like in first 6 months of the job?
So in the production plant side, which isn't which isn't the side that the engineers would work in, but I can speak to the production side. So when we do hire a new employee, they are assigned a mentor who they are to ask any kind of questions. If they need any kind of assistance, they have somebody assigned to them who is beside
Okay.
them close by. So we do have like a bit of a training period, usually about a couple weeks. It really depends on how quickly you would pick up. So yes, on the production side, you do have a mentor. In the office, you do have your own supervisors, managers, directors, things like that. Everyone in the office is actually very helpful, no matter who you are, what department you're in.
Sure.
So for the office side, it's you kind of can trust anybody to kind of guide you. Everybody here is very helpful and willing.
Sure. And one of the side, do you hire like computer engineers, IT professionals that can do front end, back end, full stack front end, web design or something? Anything that pertains to the IT infrastructure of the company?
Right now, I believe they're looking for a business systems analyst. And then again, there's a new position that has come up. I'm not extremely familiar with it. I don't know. It's on the website. It has to do with intelligence and developing. It's posted up on our website if you want to take a look at that. But yes, we do have some openings right now in IT, which is, I will admit, very rare.
Okay, can I send you a cold email, the cold emailing process that I can do directly to your inbox because you keep on applying on the website and the ATS systems, application tracking systems, keep on just sending the rejection emails you again and again and again and again and again. That's what I think I've encountered here. Can I send you a
Oh,
cold email or something like that?
yeah, you can definitely send it directly to my email. Just kind of put in the subject line what you're looking for. And yeah, I can forward it on to the appropriate person.
Are you willing to share your email address, work email address at some point here in the presentation or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I believe it'll be towards the end. Anyone who's interested in sending me resumes directly can definitely do so at that time.
Okay, I will definitely send you a cold email.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
then I do suggest though to go online on our website to kind of look at what the description of each job is.
I tried that multiple times, but the application tracking system, ATS system, just keep on sending the rejection emails again and again and again. That's one thing I've encountered because.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, even just to read like the description of each position, it is on our website as well. So, I mean,
Sure.
like, you can definitely send your resume to me directly, but like, just to read the descriptions, it's on our website.
Please do show. Please do elucidate your work email at some point in the presentation. There we go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your question. And thank you so much, Teresa, for answering. And then I can see Amar has the hand up. So I'm just going to allow your mic and you can unmute yourself and ask your question as well.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you.
Good.
So I have a couple of questions. The first would be, how does Monarch view applications from newcomers or new immigrants to Canada who may have held more senior positions internationally, but are genuinely interested in building a long-term career with the company through a entry-level job or some position which has lower than the kind of position they have held earlier in the past?
I don't see, okay, so I don't see any, like, I don't see a difference in a newcomer's resume as opposed to somebody who's been in Canada a long time. I look at the experience as to each individual resume. If you have manufacturing experience from a different country, that's great. I don't look at different where your resume came from or anything. I'm looking at the experience. That's where also the essential skills test is very important. This is where we're going to be testing your communication skills. I give this test to everybody, whether you've been in Canada for your whole entire life or you're a newcomer. So I don't actually differentiate between the two.
Okay, my question was from the perspective that I come from engineering background and I see that there is a opening position open for internal account representative. Okay, it involves a lot of stakeholder communication. I was a project coordinator and I was handling big projects. So I have done the stakeholder communications. So whether do I overqualified that for that position and I will get rejected for that because of that or not is what I'm trying to understand from your point of view.
So the internal accounts representative position, that's actually a customer service
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
To be honest with your background, yes, I would actually consider you to be a little overqualified for that specific position, because you would be more geared into engineering rather than a customer service role.
Yeah, but since I was into project coordination, it involved a lot of communication with client and contractor, which involved a lot of manufacturing companies. So in that way, my profile is aligned, but I will not be qualifying according to you for that position.
I can't for sure say yes or no to that. Again, I don't recruit for the office positions. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ever try to just send in a resume and then see where it goes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
One more thing, Monarch industry has gone into a global supplier for OEM customers. Where do you see the biggest opportunities for growth over the next 3 to 5 years, if you can answer that question?
Like, what do you mean? Sorry.
I mean, which sector do you think you will get the most orders or most client from in the coming 3 to 5 years?
We're actually looking more into the construction industry. So the construction companies who manufacture their equipments. Right now, we do have a lot of business from the agricultural side. But
Okay,
we are looking more into construction equipment.
okay. Thank you. That would be all.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And then I can see Ash has a question as well. So I'm just going to allow your mic. So please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi everyone, my name is Ash. Thank you, Teresa and Christina. Just I would like, I'm guessing that Teresa somehow answered this question, but I would like to ask if you have any specific training for forklift driver and for who doesn't have any forklift license, driver license.
Okay. So for the shipping and receiving department, I am actually looking for forklift operators. However, with that specific role, you do have to have experience with a Raymond Reach, not just a regular forklift. A Raymond Reach is a stand-up machine and there's a joystick, not a steering wheel. So we do require you to have experience with the Raymond Reach if you are interested in the forklift position. We don't just hire somebody and train them for that. We do require experience.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you so much. And there is Mahmoud as well who wants to ask the question. So I will allow your mic. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Mahmoud, your mic is allowed, so you can unmute yourself now.
Hello, I am Mahmoud
Hi.
and I'm a truck driver as 20 years. And of course, I am a handyman. I want to see if there is a job opportunity for that position that I can apply or not.
I mean, you're definitely welcome to apply for any of the positions. I would have to review your resume. But yes, you are welcome to apply for any position. Something like that. I mean, you would be looking at more of an entry level position. So that would be like laborer, assembler, if you have some blueprint reading skills, also for the paint line as well.
Of course, I want to see if there is an opportunity for a transportation opportunity or not.
Do you mean for like specifically
Like
logistics?
truck driver, yes.
Logistics. Okay. We don't have any openings right now in our logistics department.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, perfect. So it seems like we don't have any more raised hands. So I'm just checking the chat box if we have any more questions left. Okay, actually we have Yasir hands up, so I will just allow your mic so you can ask your question. And Yasir, you need to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Hi,
Hi.
good morning. Please, I have experience with forklifts. Yeah, and I've been in a warehouse environment. I have handled shipment, shipping and receiving. Yeah, operated forklift. So I want to know how can I apply for the position?
So you can definitely send me your resume showing interest in the forklift position. But again, you do have to have that experience with a Raymond Reach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. And with the paint line, I have worked in construction where I prepared sheds and paint them, trim. So I don't know if this my experience you like my experience in your company.
Yeah, so for paint line, I definitely look for kind of a history with that type of employment because again, with paint line, it's extremely busy. You're on your feet, you're moving, you are not, there's no time that you're sitting or waiting. It's very fast paced. You have to keep up. So I do look for kind of like more of a construction background with that, laborer, somebody who's been constantly doing physical work would definitely be a good fit for the paint line.
Okay, so I should apply through the sites, right?
Yep. Or you can just send me your resume directly.
Okay. Could you please provide me your email so that I can.
Yeah,
Yep.
we will insert it in the chat box at the end
Okay.
of the session.
I do want to mention though, anyone who does want to apply, please let me know that you have participated in this webinar, or that you're a registered client with Manitoba Start.
Okay, yes, perfect. And then we have Alexander's hands up, so I'm just going to allow your mic and you can ask your question. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much for this awesome presentation. I also have experience in the manufacturing company or department,
Okay.
and would also like to apply. But I want to find out what is the hourly rate for your entry level role, and also I have a bachelor's degree in business administration and specialize in accounting and finance. So I will need your advice on the next step for that particular field as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
So our laborers start at $19.10. For the paint line and for assembly, they start at $20.80.
Please, can you take that again? The first one?
The laborers, they start at $19.10. And then for the paint line and assembly, it would be $20.80. So those are starting wages. You would be eligible for raises as long as your performance permits it. But those are the starting wages for, I guess, more of the entry level positions.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you
And
so
my
much.
next question.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
About the other qualification I mentioned, I have a bachelor's degree in business administration and specialize in accounting and finance. So, what will be your advice for me if I still want to work with Monarch and like with that particular with the experience that I have in that particular field? What would be your advice?
So that would be business administration would definitely be a requirement for the internal accounts representative position. So that's the customer service position.
Okay. Does it have uh, numbers and other things in it? Because customer service is more related to maybe receiving calls and other things. Or maybe if you want to, explain to me further on how this particular experience I have matches or aligns with that particular role. Yeah. I've not worked as a customer service representative, but the other related works that comes with it, I have much experience in them.
So when I say like internal accounts representative, they aren't just answering phones. They are responsible for different accounts. So each one of them does get assigned accounts. They're responsible for the delivery of the items. They're responsible for a lot of things in that role.
Okay.
I've never actually worked in that department, so I don't know the specific details as to how their day looks, but it's not just answering phones. They're definitely doing they're doing some math, they're trying to figure out timelines, they're trying to figure out orders, they're working very closely with logistics. There's a ton of details in that role. So it's
That's
not just answering phones.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Alexander, for asking your question. So we have a couple of more people with raised hands. So Sapna, I can see you're next on the list. So please unmute yourself and ask your question. Sapna, can you hear us? Maybe I will move on to the next person. So, Anil, do you mind unmuting yourself and asking the next question that you have? Okay, so maybe we can move to another person. So Himanshu, I can see your hand up, so you can ask your question.
Hey, hi, thank you for that. Just to let you know that I will just completed my bachelor's in business administration without any specialization from University of Winnipeg. And I was listening to your answer over there that to apply for the internal account representative position, we need to have a kind of customer service experience. Uh, is there any administrative experience also required for that position over there?
Sorry, what experience?
Any administrative experience?
Yeah, definitely working in an office environment would definitely be a requirement. You do work very closely with your other colleagues, so being in an office environment definitely helps. Having the computer skills, writing skills, things like that.
Mm-hmm. So like from last 5 years, I've been into the customer service environment. Never stepped into the office environment anyhow. Uh, for someone like me, how can I improve my resume or provide myself like okay that I'm a good spot for this position over there? Because I don't have anything with the anything with the office related experience, but majority of my resume has the customer service.
Okay. Um, what I always suggest to people is definitely include a cover letter. Kind of brag about yourself and your abilities, your skills, what you want to do, where you see yourself in cover letters. When I see cover letters, I kind of see that people are making an extra effort to kind of make themselves stand out. So you may not have a specific experience in that role, but if you kind of sell yourself in a cover letter, that's definitely a benefit.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, that's everything. Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Himanshu. And you can also connect with your career coach so they can revise your cover letter or help you write a new one if you need. So definitely just keep in touch with your career coach.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, and we do have another question in the chat box. So the client said, "Hi, Teresa. I understand assembler, paint line, welder positions, and all the others are extraordinarily labor intensive. And you also mentioned it clearly. I just need an honest opinion on in which roles are women working in Monarch right now. Thank you so much."
Right now we have a female welder. We have a couple of females in the machine operating departments as well. Um, I definitely would like to see more females out on our production floor because it is very male dominant. So yeah, I definitely would like to see more females out on the production floor. I generally just don't receive the applications, unfortunately. I don't know if just manufacturing itself kind of scares people away. But yes, I'm all for having more females out on the production floor to even things out.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for answering, Teresa.
Okay.
So we actually have like around 5 minutes left before the end of this workshop. So I would like to thank you all for joining, and thank you, Teresa, for joining us today.
Yeah.
And thank you, of course, candidates for the excellent questions that you asked us today. Um, okay, Thank you for choosing Manitoba Start. So, because our services are free and funded by the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada and the province of Manitoba, your feedback plays an important role in helping us improve and continue to provide high quality services. This short 3-minute survey helps us understand your experience and ensure we are meeting the needs of newcomers. Your responses are confidential and will only be reported in aggregate without identifying you in any way. So use the QR code on the screen, and I'm sharing the survey link in the chat as well. So today's session is information session. So that's one of the questions that the survey asks you. If you're not currently a Manitoba Start client, you can call our front desk, visit in person, or complete our online registration form that is on our website under the For Newcomer tab, Register for Services. By registering with Manitoba Start, you will connect to a settlement services and have access to career services that can assist you with resume development, career planning, job search strategies, and interview skills. For lists of programs and services offered by Career Services, go under Career Services tab on the website. Lastly, please look at our events page to stay updated on current programs and events. Don't forget that Manitoba Start is here to assist you by providing services such as personalized career coaching, developing your resume, or job search assistance to help you find suitable employment. So please follow us on social media to stay up to date on our latest events. If you miss any part of the webinar, you can find the webinar recording on our website. So on behalf of Teresa from Monarch Industries and the Manitoba Start team, thank you all for attending and stay well.
Thanks, guys.